They actually don't have a position. Say I'm Robinhood. Robinhood is very active in option trading. They don't do it by taking a view. And more than likely, I bought that option from Robinhood. Okay? And suddenly Robinhood is short the call, which means they wrote the call. That means if at any point until that day, these are American options, if I say, I would like to give you $14,400, because that's strike price 500. Please give me 100 NVIDIA shares. They are required to do so. If what I think will happens, by that time NVIDIA probably will be above 3,000. But that's my biased opinion. Even though it's above 3,000, they are required to sell it to me at 1440. Now, that's a big risk. It's as if you're shorting the stock. Because when you short a stock, if the price goes up, they basically rob you blind. It's kind of like that. It's not exactly like that. That means you have a risk. The way you manage that risk, now, cover my risk, should I buy 100 shares and wait for Dr. Z to actually exercise his options? If he does, I always have my 100 shares, I'm just gonna give it to him. The trouble is, it could never go down. In that case, maybe I'm gonna buy it now, something's gonna happen, an earthquake in San Francisco, NVIDIA headquarters is gone, suddenly NVIDIA is trading at $100. I bought something at $740 now, I'm gonna have to sell it at $100. So neither doing nothing nor full coverage is the right thing to do. So what you need to do is the so-called delta hedge and change that over time, which means currently by Robinhood's estimation, delta for this is 25.20. That means the guy who sold it to me should buy 25 shares. Okay? As the price goes up, that delta will also change. In fact, that number is the gamma. How much delta will change when the what you want to call price changes by $1 more. As delta goes up, they're going to adjust. As the maturity comes closer and this thing is really in the money, delta is going to be very close to 1. If it's out of the money, delta is going to be very close to 0. So over time, as the price goes up, you buy more. As it goes down, you sell some of the stuff you bought. Of course, if the market does a lot of whiplash, that's called the whiplash effect. That's your gamma risk. We're going to talk about how to hedge gamma risk, but at a minimum, your portfolio, if you're running an option book, your portfolio should be delta neutral, in the sense that for small price movements, your portfolio should not change any value. So if the price goes up by only 1 cent, delta is not going to change much. Yes, the value of this option is going to go up by $70. But I also have that much gain in my hedge. So they kind of cancel each other. That's the beauty of delta. It also kind of tells you roughly what sort of leverage you have. Think about it this way. I have a delta of 25%. It's as if, at least for small price movements, I bought 25 shares of NVIDIA. If price goes up by $1, I'm going to make $25, right? If the underlying price goes up by $1. And 25 shares of NVIDIA makes how much money? Come on. Numlock. What the hell is going on? Okay, let me do it here. I'll solve that problem later. Something seriously screwed up is going on here. That's 18,500. Okay? So technically speaking, I'm making or losing money for a portfolio that initially was worth 18.5. How much did I spend to get this one? I mean, if I bought it now, assuming I could buy it at the bid offer average, I would have paid $5,083. So by investing $5,083, I'm controlling a portfolio that makes money as if it was a straight 18.5. That's leverage. So in a sense, my leverage is, where are the calculators? But 18.5 divided by 5,050. I'm leveraged 3.66 times. I mean, I don't have $18,500 in my retirement account. It's a Roth IRA. The max, I maxed out 23 and 24. That was 15.5. I mean, I did make some money. It's now about 45, but I still don't have 18.5 free. I have other stuff, right? But I'm controlling a position, a position that would have been worth 18.5 if it was a regular position, by using only, I put in 46.55, but had I bought it now, it would have been 50,000 or 5,000. Of course, leverage cuts both ways. I mean, I was right, so I made a lot of money. But had I been wrong, I would have lost a lot of money. You know, this basically says every time NVIDIA stock goes down by $10, I'm going to lose $250. And I invested only about $4,600. That's a lot of percentage. If NVIDIA goes by $100, not even thinking about gamma, I would have lost $2,500. That's more than half of my investment. But in the meantime, 740 to 640 is maybe 13% decline. Had I invested that money into NVIDIA straight up, I would have lost maybe $500. Okay? So leverage cuts both ways. As I said before, it is like a Hattori Hanzo sword. Okay? It is something beautiful and powerful, and it cuts anything you own, but if you wield it in the wrong direction, it's going to cut you. But I happen to be very bullish on NVIDIA, and this is a funny story. Back in June 2022, Robinhood started a new debit card, and when you spent money, you had the option to round up things. When you rounded things up, they also gave you a little bit of bonus. They don't do that anymore. You can still do round up, but they don't match or give you a bonus. I told my baby niece, my youngest niece, she's 10 years old, okay, I'm gonna call this the change fund for you. Anytime I spend something, the change is gonna go to that fund, and Robinhood is gonna match. I'm gonna buy you stuff. Essentially, out of my own pocket, I spent probably $400, and Robinhood put some more. I put in about $650 total. That money is now worth about $3,700 because I took risks. Remember, In my younger days, I thought that was all me. I am the greatest, okay? You are the greatest until your next trade, all right? Since it's money that I put in, I don't care. Her father also gave me $1,000 to invest. I invested into regular stuff. I don't take risks. I mean, that money is also worth $2,200 now, but it's been a year and a half, so it ain't too bad, but it's not like 600 going to 700. But I happen to be correct. I mean, I have two options on those. Let me look at the total return. I have a 1380 call on December 2026. I bought this pretty much 8 days ago. I spent $5,700 on it. It is up by $3,200. But when I did this, NVIDIA was trading around 660, 670 range. It is now 740. I bought this goddamn thing yesterday, and I spent $46.55. I mean, I switched a different option, but that thing would have gone up too. It's up 10%. Almost, yeah, total is done 10%. But if NVIDIA followed the rest of the market yesterday, I would have lost a lot of money in these things. Anyway, we'll continue with these on Monday. We'll do the other weeks. I'm gonna figure out what's going on with that. Sometimes it's in front of your eyes, you just can't see it.